Right, so I'm on my laptop. And it was tested and it worked.
Technology, I could work with it.
Yeah, come on, work. Literally, I'm amazed. Right, let's get rid of that. Hello, everybody. So I'm Nick. I work in the Digital Inclusion Sustainability team, is what we're now called. I look after specifically charities and volunteering propositions. Most of my role has been focused on digitizing the volunteering journey or digitizing the fundraising journey. I like to make a complete pain in the arse of myself, so I stick my oars in places where they're not supposed to go. I like to disagree and argue, so if you hear anything contentious, good, argue with me. If you don't hear anything contentious, then I need to do a better job and be a bit more argumentative. Just a little bit background about myself and why I'm such a difficult person. I was an army officer in my previous career. I was an army education officer, and a lot of my time was spent helping soldiers learn maths and English. They would join at 16, and most of them couldn't read or write, let alone use a computer effectively. And most of them came from the same sort of backgrounds, inner city or very rural young men, most of them. And I've always felt that was a failure of many, many systems on the journey. And as I've gone through life, and as I come to BT and I work with other organizations, I discover failure of systems is a repeating issue, especially when they're digital. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to make it a hell of a lot easier for our employees and other employees of other companies to volunteer and to use digital to do that. Now, I've got really simple slides because I'm a simple guy. These were sort of our challenges and the things that came along. And when I arrived in this team, there was a free platform being developed by one of our partners that had come in from our BT technology organization. And I don't think they really understood volunteering. And this was a big problem, but we look at these solutions quite often from technology and we go, that's easy, we can build it this way and it'll be really clever and it'll do all these things. And nobody really goes and bothers in asking the volunteers or the volunteering organizations, perhaps how would you, how should we work with you best? And so we had this very pretty, platform, which I'm not going to show you, but it's, it's very nice to look at. It's a bit useless, unfortunately. It's a complex spreadsheet. Essentially is all it is. It doesn't matter how nice it looks. It doesn't have some really key aspects. The first bit, there was no live opportunities. So people, our employees would go, well, where can we go find stuff? And I'd go to the volunteering portal, and they'd go there, and they'd be like, oh, wow, there's 50,000 opportunities. But most of them ran out 5 years ago. We didn't even have the portal 5 years ago, so why on earth is it out of date? We used to have a team of about 12 people that permanently employed to find opportunities for our employees, and we don't have that anymore. Which company is going to spend that money? Working with internal systems in a big company is a nightmare, right? If anyone's seen some of the stuff that's happened to the banks recently, chief executive losing his job because of implementation of systems, it's a nightmare. Why would you spend a lot of money on a volunteering system internally? You're just not going to do it as a company. So you've got to work with partners. Hence we did with doit.org, now Do It Life, but doit.org, to do this. We want to coordinate with other companies because, funnily enough, other companies have similar goals than what we do. And there are other organizations and there are charities that might want to collaborate so they can get together as a group and have a national impact or a global impact. No uniform data standard, so we can't measure the impacts very well, which leads on to the no agreed societal impact. We would measure very crudely. How many hours was a person out for? Well, on average, that's £300 per day. Great, fantastic. So you pay a fence. We say, yeah, well done, £300 to good causes. If you're a director of finance and you turn around an organization's finances and save an organization, a volunteering charity or something like that, great, £300 a day. No, come on, that person's worth thousands, possibly tens of thousands to that organization. So we don't measure very effectively, and that's not very good. So we changed that around a bit, and we brought in live opportunities, been managed by the organizations themselves, and we receive it, and the relationship between the volunteer and the individual and the charity is owned by them. We went outside our systems, thank goodness, and only really worried about data security and privacy, which was one of the great things, and that's all owned by doit.org. We can coordinate with other organisations locally. So we have a national team of sort of regional directors. They think it's great. So in Plymouth, I've got this one guy super keen. He knows every charity, every company, all the business boards, and he goes down there and we coordinate in Plymouth with Do It.life, BT, and Our Plymouth, which is the sort of platform, with all these activities in one city. So if they want to understand the digital impact or digital inclusion or digital skills, they can do so in one place with a single measure, all the organisations in one place. It's a big journey. A uniform data standard. Is everyone familiar with the Open Data Initiative? So ensuring that all this data is open, it's all to the same standard. That means you've got to create the opportunities in the same way so you actually can measure things effectively. It's very hard to do. And we don't yet have a single measure of societal impact. And that's because measuring societal impact is very, very difficult. How do you know what the impact is? How do you know lives have been improved? How do you know in 10 years' time Plymouth will be a better place because of the activities that we're doing? Well, we don't know what that impact is. I love this. It's all a digital inclusion thing, isn't it? And still people can't figure out how to turn off phones. Sorry, I'm being mean. See, I like to be a pain. And that's really the matter. But the biggest issues we have is a lot of people just don't want to collaborate. And actually, it's not the companies. Believe it or not, our competitors in the broadband space are really keen to work with us on this stuff. The organisations that don't want to collaborate are the charities and the volunteering organisations, because they're like this, but you're our customer. And what will happen is, remember we got all like 10, 20 brokers together and we would do it every year for a while. And we'd have them all in a room and they would say, yes, we're going to collaborate, it's great. And they're great. And then after the meeting, we're all shaking hands. And then afterwards, everyone by turn, oh, Nick, could we just have a chat? Because I think we could provide some services directly for BT, which the others can't do. And this still happens, they still email me and I just say, no, we're collaborating, put it all into one place, make it free, open data, and let's really have some nice societal impact. So I very quickly wanted to give you a very quick sort of show what this now looks like and what this page actually does. And I've created an opportunity for ourselves because we do some stuff with the Premier League. And all of these opportunities are live. So the organisations you see on here, they're just great, isn't it? Fabulous. There we are, testing me. All of the opportunities on here are created by the charities, created by doit.org, feeds directly through to BT, and every individual can see those opportunities as they come through. If anyone has a particular relationship, there we go, they can create those opportunities, bring them in with those organisations, and we can collaborate from there. There we go, let's back up. The Premier League in particular, we do some really fabulous stuff. Okay, and this one was created by me, which is where we normally have a massive spreadsheet with individuals sort of emailing and phoning, oh, do you want to go down to White Hart Lane? It'd be great to do this. Now we can share through directly with the charity, they build up the relationship, and all the information that everyone requires is simply on the page. It's just amazing. There's even a map. No, I can't complete this because this is live, so if I do this, I'll have to turn up, and unfortunately I'm busy this day. So, but if any of you want to do it, that'd be great. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I haven't got too long to go through the whole journey, but that's sort of the basic problems we've had that we've tried to conquer with this digital method that can actually, with new data and information methods and really collaborating, we can create a journey that works really nicely for individuals, have the societal impact, and more importantly, get companies like BT, instead of worrying, box ticking about, have you done your volunteering time this year? No, I haven't. Great, go paint some fences. I've painted the fence, aren't I a hero? Those days are over. We want people going down, having proper impact on individuals that will allow them to change their lives. And the greatest thing about this is if you're a young person and you're looking for work experience, you want to go and transform your life, there's a ton of organisations out there that can give you the experience that you can't get through work because people need experience first, whether you're a social media manager or learn about finance or a bit of leadership or whatever it could be. And build your CV, and we're going to have a method to allow people to get references and everything from there so they can go and volunteer for a year, go to a company and say, I actually have this experience and it's proven. And that's quite new, I think, and will be a great thing for a bit of social mobility. Excellent. Are we going to questions or are we going to do that after? After? Excellent. Right, get me off stage. Thank you.